Yes, I think we're recording. Hey, Ohad, welcome to our little video call we're having, and introducing you and introducing the ISTA training level 1 in Holland for the first time. So welcome here.
Thank you, Puja. Yeah, really happy to come to Holland and do this work.
So tell me, what is this work? What is it?
Well, this work, the work of ISTA, Spiritual Sexual Shamanic Experience, for me, it's the most integrative work that I know on the planet, and many people actually experiencing it this way. And when I say integrative is because there are many spiritual ways that ascend, that try to go to spirit by controlling the body and releasing, so to say, the power of spirit from the jail of being in a physical body. Even if there is respect to the body, but it's the notion is like, I need to free my spirit from the captivity of the body. And then there are people who go down into, like, they're really happy to do the earthy things, sex, money, power. Now, the uniqueness about ISTA is that we go both ways, up and down. It's really inclusive of everything that the human being is, which is we are spirit. We have a mind. Many New Age groups are really like putting the mind down. I'm a scholar. I love the mind. It just, the problem is when it takes over. Exactly. That's the same with everything. It's the same with the emotions. So we work with the heart, we work with the emotions, and we work with sexuality, and we work with money, and especially in level 2 and level 3, we work with money, and we work with power, and we work with freedom. So, and we would do this not as separate things, but it's really an integrative life. And so when you ask what's this work, for me it's really a simple thing of becoming an integrated human being. I remember myself, as you know, in my past years ago, I was I come from a kind of,
I just wanted to go there because I loved your background and how you took the bridge to do this work from the background that you have, being a rabbi, and speak about that. Lovely.
So I was a rabbi, a Kabbalist, a mystic, deeply in the mystical tradition, the Jewish mystical tradition of Kabbala. And I was one of those who, wear black hats and black coats. I mean, in my 20s, that's a long time ago. But I took it very seriously. And for many years, I was really invested in how can I control my body, my sexuality, my emotions, so my spirit will be free to connect with God, with the divine. And truthfully, it wasn't ISTA that took me the other direction. It was many years before ISTA was established, actually, that from Kabbala, from the depth of the mystic teachings of Kabbala, I realized that it's not about coming up, it's more about coming down. We are here on this planet because our souls wanted actually to come here. We didn't fall here. This is not a falling. We didn't stumble and just like fell into
a planet.
No, we took a mission. And the mission, spiritual mission, is to be a spiritual, aware, awakened being in the world of sex, money, power, all that. So I started my way, and I started writing books about, researching and then finding things that really amazed me.
Like one, which one?
One of them is, I wrote a book about Lilith, as we call her Lilith in Kabbala, which is the dark spiritual part of the feminine power, which usually is related as a negative one, as a demoness, as as something that is disturbing you. But I found out that in my tradition, it's unknown, but in this tradition, actually they say, no, this is just because men and women are too little to actually know how to integrate the power of Lilith into their spiritual life. And so it's not about casting this power of the dark feminine, it's about learning how to embrace it, how to grow enough so we can actually bring the power of the dark feminine. And this, I have to say, I see this problem in many, many places that are, yes, we support the feminine, but only when she's nice. Only when she has nice emotions, only when she's smiling, and only when she's not disturbing our plan. But Kali or Lilith, they are all about disturbing your plan when your plan is just from the head.
Exactly.
And not, So
you're saying that it's about full embodiment on all levels? Yeah,
the ISTA path is about full embodiment and full spiritual. That's why it's a spiritual, sexual, shamanic path.
Yeah.
We relate to the heart, to the shamanic levels, which is the soul levels, and how we connect beyond the body. And that's a beautiful thing. I just came from a training of ISTA that I led in Cyprus, and we had a woman that came from one of the Muslim countries. Which is for me a very beautiful thing. I had many Muslim people. I came from the Jewish tradition, and I was raised up in Israel. So it's really an honor to me when I have men and women from Muslim countries or Muslim tradition coming and breaking out of their cocoon and opening their wings. It's really beautiful. But this specific woman, because of her own boundaries, she was really keeping her boundaries, and it was important for her. So she didn't take a piece of clothes off. I mean, we always say in ISTA, you don't have to. There will be nudity around you. There is full permission for nudity, for expression of sexuality, but you don't have to. We actually put a lot of emphasis on people finding the right boundaries and keeping them.
Yes, I love that. That was a beautiful part. Yeah.
So we had this woman, and she went through the whole training dressed up. And she was gaining so much from the training. And she also gave her gift to the whole group was amazing. She was completely participating. She wasn't not participating. She was participating. But because it's a shamanic process, it involves the body, but you don't have to. So she could keep her boundaries and go on the shamanic level and really meet herself deeply.
Yeah.
So that's part of the thing. Like we are not avoiding sexuality by any means, or nudity, or but we're not just kind of, okay, you have to take off your clothes, or you have to be. What we want is that to be an integration.
Yeah, and living from your biggest truth. If your biggest truth is to take them finally off, you can do it. And if your biggest truth can be finally, maybe you keep them on. Or like you say, it's about how you can take the message, take the work into your deepest self. And it's not about what you're wearing at the moment. It's about how deep it can touch you.
And giving full permission to people to live. That's what I feel like sometimes I feel like my life mission now is to create those spaces, those temples. ISTA is a temple. ISTA is a living temple. And creating these temples that give full permission to people to be themselves.
Yeah.
Fucking be themselves. It's so weird that people need permission to be themselves, but this is the truth. We need permission. We need a space that will tell us you are beautiful. And we want more of you. We don't want to shut you off.
Yeah.
And it's hard for people to believe because we were shut off.
So one of the things that really touched me in the training was the realness and the invitation to be as free and expressive and as, in a precise way. How do you become as real as you can be? And the invitation to have that, so you can also go more to your own edges, like, yes, show us all, and bring in the fear that goes with it, and bring everything in, that is like a wash machine, amazing happening. It's like happening, because then the total field creates a totally new vibration together, and such a loving place. So I've seen many beautiful, touching moments there. Could you share one of the things that touch you most in the work? That sometimes can still like really, because you do a lot of trainings, but there must be something there that you're like, that's it for me.
Well, for me, that's it when I finally see a person cracking. And I see this a lot. But one of the things, we sit in the opening circle, and I look around sometimes, and it's like, and sometimes there are people that I myself, I doubt, and it's like, really? Are they in the right place? So one person, one of my examples is a person, I wouldn't say where from, but from a Muslim country, that came to and I really felt like to tell him, I mean, that was years ago, to tell him, man, maybe you're not in the right place. He really looked like, nah, he's not here. Mm-hmm. He doesn't get it. But he was sincere. And after some days, he started to crack, and you started to see the eyes was like getting it. And there's something there. And then he showed up for another training. He showed up again. And then after a year, he showed up again. Mm-hmm. And then he went to level 2. And then he started to bring his friends and family. And he shared with me that his mother told him, I don't know what is this ISTA, what you're doing there, but I don't care. Continue doing it. It just makes you a better person.
Yeah, because that's, so I want to jump in a little bit to the Dutch field and the Dutch people you meet, and to Holland. But like, this is such an amazing international growing community and work. Like, it's expansionally the last few years. It's amazing how it grows. So there must be something collectively that people are into, and getting the vibration of it. So what do you think it brings to the world? Like, it's an amazing internal process. So for our personality and our families, like you just shared, get to see it, and also our relationship, get to meet it and feel it. So how does that ripple out in the world? How would you say ISTA contributes to a better world?
It is rippling through, dozens of countries. I think last year we've been through 30 countries, and I think this year we're going to be through 40 countries. Yeah. But I want to say something about the Dutch people. I had Dutch people coming to the training in other places. We'd never had a training in Holland yet. In some ways, they're the opposite from the examples that I gave, because Dutch people grow up in a pretty liberal country. Mm-hmm. And we all know, and you all know, that you are in a liberal country, and there is like permission and da-da-da. So with the Dutch people, it's very interesting, because they are sometimes not aware that they also are repressed.
That's what I feel a lot also. Yeah.
The repression is subtle, but it's still there. It's still there.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody has a different starting point. I loved the Dutch people that been in our training. We had several men, several women, and I love seeing them also waking up and really understanding that we're not talking about shallow level of liberalism only. I mean, it's beautiful to live in a liberal country, but we're talking about a deep permission to be alive.
Yes. I think that's a shift in Holland at this moment, because we have been this progressive country somehow, and we've always been ahead of the crowd, and it has changed. Now it comes more from deeper soils, it comes up again, like an ISTA is coming now, and there's a lot more happening, but it's on another level. I think the whole world actually has become a little bit more prudish. And now it comes to the real stuff, like, how do you really want to show up? How do you really want life to come through you? And I think Holland is ready for that next step.
Well, we'll see. I hope so. I'm really looking forward to meet, the Dutch people as a group, and also other people that will come. And one of the beautiful things about the training is that they're always international. So even if we have a group from Holland, in Holland, we're probably going to have other people from other countries coming, and the international tribe that is weaving together throughout, from Thailand and New Zealand and Europe and the States and the Middle East. I mean, this is such a joy. If you ask me what touches me also a lot, is the international tribe that we are.
Yeah, and that's a bit what I meant before. Like, what does that contribute? You know, what does the work contribute? To me, this is one of the things. Like, we're so one then in the groups, and to have, like, I don't know how many countries did we have in Thailand, like, I don't know, 12 or 13 countries, I think, present in the space. I mean, that to have that field already is like so beautifully charged from a loving space. Like, we all want to go through this. We all want to give the world our best. Yeah. Yeah.
And that just bypass every idea that we have about people from this culture, from that culture, Asian people, dark-skinned people, white-skinned people. You know, it's just so irrelevant when we just really feel, not just say it. It's not a politically correct thing when we feel that we are vibrating on a vibration of love, freedom, respect, deep respect to the uniqueness of every individual and to the soul that came here to earth to express itself like that.
Yes.
So you see that the world is more prudish, yes, and I also feel I see the awakening of hundreds and thousands of powerful souls and leaders, and I'm very touched by the quality of people that also come to us and just show up and say, here I am. I'm ready to wake up. I'm ready to live fully. And after a while, I'm ready to be an example for other people.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you for that. Yeah. So one little last thing. So if people from Holland are watching this and still look like, yeah, I would like to go maybe. So what's the one thing you would like to say to people that are on the edge of, could be interesting?
It's always the same thing of like, when you're on the edge of something, feeling if what is your deep truth, the fear that is warning you from something that you're not ready to, then respect the fear. But is it the calling that is more important, and the fear is just because you're afraid to change? And fears are important, and they're also understood. But when I tune into myself, I usually know if there is a fear and I need to respect it but move forward, or it's a fear that like really red lamps that says no, don't go there. And
yeah, there's a difference.
I don't want people who are not ready.
Yes.
But those who are ready and have fears, respect your fear and come.
Exactly. Great. Good. So thank you for this. And we'll be seeing more of you coming online. And thank you for this lovely chat. And so Holland, this is Ohad, and he's the lead of the training that we're doing in September 13 to 22. We do a little extended version if you want. So come and join us. He's being joined by Dawn, his beautiful beloved, and Buddhi as a co-teacher as well. And we're happy to have you. So ask any question you like online, and we'll be happy to answer it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, and see you there.
Yes.
Bye-bye.